we're going to clean up, kind of wipe down any oil, grease, grime, grunge, pollen, whatever's blowing around in the air out here, out of the clutch assembly before we start putting it back together. Just to make sure everything's nice and clean. Alright. Counted up our parts, made sure we got everything in there. Just going to take an old screwdriver and a wad of paper towel and kind of go in there real gentle. Too much paper towel. Let's go ahead and make sure all these mating surfaces are nice and clean. Be careful not to push the screwdriver through the paper towel and tear it up. Damage that friction surface there. Make sure you don't lose that wave washer or the clutch backing washer. All those surfaces are as clean as they need to be in there. No grime, no grit, no grunge. Don't worry about oil. It's going to be full of oil soon. Alright, have oil jetting up on it all over the place. Lots of oil. Okay, remember it's a wet clutch. Alright, now I did a little experimentation while the camera was off just to make sure that this can only go on in one way, where it's going to line up with the bolt holes. If it lines up with the bolt holes, it's right. If you try and put it one bolt off, you know, long bolt, short bolt position, where I had the pink marks, it will not go on the splines on the outside of here. So this can only go on, this pressure plate can only go on one way. And just in case that was a question that came to anybody's mind. So we're just going to wipe up and clean up this pressure plate real good. And remember this outer surface, this is a friction surface, part of the clutch mechanism. This outer surface on here, that needs to be kept clean as well. So we'll put that face down. The release rack. You heard me say it a few times before, which way is the release rack face when this is all done? Face is that way. Okay. Remember the teeth toward the back of the bike. Very, very important, otherwise you're never going to get that clutch back together, it's never going to work. Okay, so the next thing we need to start to do, once this is all cleaned up, everything, all the bits and pieces are clean, is start reassembling, making a sandwich. All right, so the first thing we have to do is fish out of the marinade here. What the this maple leaf here, this can go. Don't need, this is not part of the motorcycle. Now EBC was very kind. These have been marinating for, oh, what time is it now? 3:30. So they've been marinating for about, oh, I don't know, 9, 10, 12 hours. No, Lord, now it's 5 o'clock last night. So here's my math for you. You can see these, each one of these plates. The EBC plates, and I've seen them on the Ferrotos too, they have a notch in the common plates, and there's no notch in the one smaller plate. Remember I told you there's one smaller plate that goes on the inside first. So you gotta find the one with no notch. Some of them will have, depends on your motorcycle. If it's not a Suzuki Marauder, that's my bike. So I gotta find the one with no notch. And I did come out here and stir up the marinade a little bit a few times. Each time I came down, there it is. It's also a little thicker when you look at it from the edge on. The metal's just a little bit thicker on it. But it has, if you look at the outside of the plate, it has no notches. There's a notch. There's no notch. There's a notch. There's no notch. Okay. All right, so this is plate number 1. This is the first one that has to go in. And it goes in like that. Allegedly. There it goes. You can find the right order for the tabs there. And it doesn't matter which side, they're equal on both sides. There's not a right side or wrong side. My clutch plates came out with the metal plates came out with the textured side facing out. So I'm going to put them back together with the textured side facing in. From what I read, it doesn't matter which side is which. Fun opening this up with greasy hands. I'll just use a screwdriver and tear through it. These plates, I don't know whether Suzuki made a modification somewhere along the way. These have a textured side on both sides, so they are identical, front and back. So there's no reason that this plate can't go either way. So that lines up with the splines there. Now you start to see how this clutch works. When this pressure plate puts pressure on here, it presses these metal plates into the friction plates and causes the friction plates, which are driven by the outer tab here, the outer portion, this part, to drive the inner plates. You can see the plate turns with the transmission, as if the engine was, as if you were rolling back and forth in gear with the engine off. That's what's going to be happening in there until you let go of that clutch, and this presses down firmly on there, and they lock together. Okay. So enough about theory of operation. Let's put this motorcycle together. I really would love to go for a test ride, but with a sinus infection cooking here, I don't think any riding is advisable right now. All right. Rest of the friction plates are still sitting in the oil bath. I'll just take them out as I need them. I'm going to get a friction plate out, and I'm just going to kind of hold a paper towel under everything here so I just don't dribble it all everywhere. As close to the work as I can. And they're just going to go in one at a time. And I'll keep them with the notches all in the same place because I'm kind of anal like that. And this one. It's just building a stack. Another one of these guys. And these are symmetrical side to side, okay? So again, doesn't matter front or back. These all have Suzuki part number stickers on them, so it may not be the nice folks at Ron Ayers that did this. Maybe just the way Suzuki sells them. I guess they figure somebody wants to replace one clutch plate somewhere along the way. I can't imagine why. Just, make sure. Remember, get them in order. It's friction plate, friction plate, clutch plate, or drive plate, driven plate, drive plate, you know, however you want to call them. It's, the terms that Suzuki uses in the service manual are very ambiguous as to what's a driven plate and what's a drive plate. Doesn't really matter as long as you put it all together correctly. Everything's going to get oily today. Lots of oil. In case you didn't know it, by the way, nitrile gloves will slowly but surely degrade in oil. As you can see, these are getting floppier and they rip easily. Okay. Just got to remember, you got 6 metal ones, 7 friction plates, and they all go in together. All one big happy family laying inside there when we're done. So far, so good. I've got 2 more to go on the outside and 2 more of those. Finish our sandwich off here. Speaking of sandwiches, time of the day is getting to be. No wonder I'm starting to feel like a sandwich would be a good idea. And don't worry, folks, I will responsibly dispose of all the oil. My town has a very nice service. If you leave it out at the curb with your garbage in an obvious container that, you know, marked as motor oil, I use used windshield washer fluid containers. Take it, and they'll responsibly dispose of it for you. State of New Jersey, which is where I live, will actually take, I think, any place that sells or dispenses motor oil, you know, like an oil change place, like a Jiffy Lube or someplace like that, or a gas station that does oil changes, has to take your used oil. New Jersey state law. I don't know if that's true everywhere else. Anyway, and there we go. The clutch sandwich is built. We built ourselves a clutch sandwich. Teeth toward the back. I can turn that anytime I want. Teeth toward the back. Turn that anytime I want. See, it just wants to fall right off of there. Okay. And ground's good. Check service manual on top of page 359. Alternate the plates. 6, 5, and 4 should be the washer, press washer, and there's plenty of engine oil already on the bearing. I want to make sure I got all the bits and pieces that belong in there. There should be 3 individual pieces in that clutch bearing assembly. I see only 2. There's the third one, stuck by the oil on the center there. So there's plenty of motor oil already on there, plenty of motor oil on there. Alright, all 3 pieces are where they belong. And one more time, we'll put the sandwich together. Line up the holes, line up the splines. Which way do the teeth face? Back of the bike. Okay, long bolts, I've already got the springs and the spacers on because I've only had them in here, what, 4 times now. So I'm just going to start kind of threading these loosely in the holes that I marked with the pink because that's where the long bolts go. And you other shade tree mechanics out there, put things together 3 and 4 times just to make sure that you're having enough fun. Okay. Now, this is quote the most amazing HVA technician I ever met. This is more fun than any human should be allowed to have. And that, if you happen to be in North Jersey looking for an HVAC technician, oil guy, furnace guy, maybe Martin Rosen from Affordable Heating and Appliance or something along those lines. Look them up on Home Advisor. They got about a zillion 5-star ratings. Guy's a lifesaver, quite literally. Okay, short bolt time. Short bolts are a little fun with the extra long springs, but we're going to do short bolts next in the short holes. This is the part I remember from the last time doing this. Again, remember, no torque without a torque wrench, no tightening, because these are softer than butter and you don't want to break them, I promise you that, because they will break at the most inconvenient, inaccessible spot you can possibly imagine. Okay. Just keep that in mind. Murphy's Law at work there. Finally caught. Look at that. Okay, that's all it takes is enough turn to catch that spring on there. The rest of it goes in like gravy. That's the easy part. I'm going to go straight across. Push anything out of perspective here. Bottom next. Just a matter of catching those first couple threads. That one's caught. Okay, and again, if you weren't using the Vesra extended springs, it wouldn't be that much fun trying to put these in. The shorter springs will, shorter stock Suzuki springs, they'll let you drop them in like the long ones did. Because all the springs, the Vesras are the same length. But I rode with the Vesra springs for probably 70,000 miles in this clutch, maybe more. We'll keep on doing it. I like the way they work. All right, last two. I like that. Just caught that one without even having to lean into it. Oh, that's because these two are holding that clutch plate in. Yep. There's a whole lot less. You can't flop the clutch around anymore. Well, I couldn't imagine why I could get these two side ones in so easily. That's the nice thing is once you get the top and bottom short ones started. All right, now let's get our torque wrench out. We're going to lightly cross tighten these first. So I'm kind of in a modified star pattern. You can't do a star with an even number. So I'm just going to bring them up a little bit at a time. And they tell you to tighten the clutch bolts to the specified torque by using a specialized tool. Well, the specialized tool to tighten things is a socket wrench. The tightening pattern, they don't really say in the manual at all. It says tightening using a crisscross manner to a uniform degree. Okay, so that one just bottomed. So I'm going to go straight across from it, the other long. All right. And I'm just going to take it until it just bottoms. No torque at all. take up all the slack. All right, it just bottomed. Now I'll skip to the two side ones. I'll go crisscross on those. These are the shorts. Just bottomed. We'll go to the short on this side till it just bottoms. Right there. I'm going to go to the long on this side till it just bottoms. There. I'm going to go to the long on this side until it just bottoms. I remember those two shorts up top and bottom that were giving me the most trouble before. Now they're just going in like butter. Okay, nice and smooth. Just bottomed, just bottomed. These bolts just bottom. Now it's time to get the torque wrench out. Okay. Now I tend to use a short extension on a torque wrench because your torque's only accurate if you're truly at a 90-degree angle. You use a big long wobbly extension like this, or a couple 2-3 extensions together, and you're all wobbling and way over here, your torque numbers are totally wrong. Alright, so out of the toolbox we get. Put the ratchet aside. And we need 84 inch-pounds on this torque wrench. So we're going to go loosen the lock first, that would help. We're going to go to 84 inch-pounds, which is 7 foot-pounds. Check your math, 7 times 12. 12 inch-pounds is 1 foot-pound. Spec in the manual is 7 foot-pounds. 10 newton meters or 1.0 kilogram meters for you metric folks. Alright, so I'm going to back this torque wrench off. It's calibrated to 85, and it's calibrated in 14 click increments. So click number 14 is click number 0 at the 85 mark on this torque wrench is 85 inch-pounds. So all I have to do is go one less than 85, which is the next factor down. If you want to start from the bottom, the next factor down is 70. So if you go 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 8, 9, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4. 84 foot-pounds torque. Inch-pounds torque. So that means the 84 foot-pounds, they're going to snap at about, maybe 8 or 9. They're really, really, really soft. Okay, 10 millimeter 3/8 inch shallow socket. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start crisscross pattern. So I'm going to start with this top short right here. And we're just going to ease it, click. Soft click on the torque wrench is all you want. Now I'm going to go straight across. Ease it, ease it, ease it, ease it, ease it, ease it, ease it. Soft click on the torque wrench means you're at the right spot. 1, 2. All right, now I'm going to go to the side shorts. Okay, ease it, ease it, ease it, ease it. Ease it. Now, the trick with working with the torque wrench is go slowly. Click. Ease it, ease it, ease it, ease it. Click. All right. As soon as it clicks, you're at the specified torque. Now I've done all the shorts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do all the longs. Okay, I'm going to start at this one arbitrarily. Easy. 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 Click. As soon as it clicks, stop. Straight across. Easy. Easy. Stop. 1, 2, 3. Click. Okay. Last one. 1. Nice and easy. Click. And that's it. The click you don't want to hear is the click that comes after the click on the torque wrench is the click when the bolt snaps. Okay? Everything looks and feels solid. This should float like it is, and that's fine. This is exactly ready for reassembly. All right, I'm going to stop, clean up, move some of the tools out of the way, get the gasket ready to go, and we'll be back.